afternoon. Hello, welcome back to Bonkers Soul in South Shields, the shoe restoration company. I hope you enjoyed our first video in the series. This is video 2. I'm going to quickly look back at a couple of the items that I showed you on video 1, which were the before versions of these shoes, and so I'll show you the after versions of them so you can see what we did with them and whether they came up all right. And then I'll show you a couple of things that we're working on, well, about to start working on, which are a little bit challenging. See what you think. A little bit different to what we normally do, but nevertheless, I do like a challenge. I said that to a customer one time. I said I really like a challenge, and they brought a pair of shoes in that I thought, oh my God, I'm never going to do a thing with them. But I managed to get them slightly better. The key, he brought them in and they were absolutely covered in splatters of gloss paint, which had been left for a long time. They'd obviously been at the back of a cupboard somewhere. But he brought them in and he said, well, you did say that you liked the challenge, Susan. And I said, well, I did, but I'm not sure what I'll be able to do with them. I wish I'd saved a photograph of them. In fact, I might have a photograph somewhere of them. And if I do, I'll pop it onto our page so you'll be able to have a look at them, because they were really quite a job. Anyway, these ones aren't quite as bad that I'm going to show you today, but nevertheless a challenge. So the ones that we showed you last time that I've worked on are this pair of Paul Smiths, which I showed you the before pictures of. Nice pair of shoes, much nicer now. Much nicer now that they're all cleaned, laces washed, inners washed. Now they're a lovely pair of shoes. So that person is getting almost a new pair of shoes back, which is lovely. And the other ones I showed you, which were a bit more challenging, were a pair of gazelles, grey suede gazelles that had bleach spilt on the front of them. So I had a little bit of a job trying to match up the paint colour. It's not perfect, but it's much better than they were. Now they're wearable, which is obviously, that's a benefit in itself. You can wear those now. So now then, what have we got to do today? I must say, by the way, a friend of mine, you know who you are, said that they thought in these videos I sounded like Sarah Millican. Now, I probably do sound like Sarah Millican, but I'm not gonna say any jokes like she does, because I'm not like that. I'm very good with things, and I'm not gonna be naughty, so I'm not gonna tell you any jokes, but I probably do sound a little bit like Sarah Millican. I'll let you off, Michael. Anyway, so today we've got this pair of shoes in, which is a little bit of a challenge. They've been a beautiful pair of shoes, actually. Very expensive pair of shoes, as you can see. Designer. Obviously been very well worn though, very well worn. As you can see, they're very chipped and scuffed along the fronts there. Along the sides, you can see how much wear they've had. Along here, where it's an accumulation of dirt, where these would have been, this midsole section here would have been a nice bright cream. It's now a dirty beige, as well as the laces, which are pretty minging laces. So we'll have to get them in some solution to try and get them a bit cleaner up, but they should come up really well, actually. Leather shoes, you can always tell a difference after they've been cleaned, but leather shoes, because you're putting almost like resurfacing them, you're putting like a really effective balsam on there, which gives the leather that moisture back that they've lost over the years. You really do see a big difference, so hopefully you'll see a massive difference in those ones. And these ones are also a pair I'm working on this afternoon. A pair of big, heavy, high top boots. Not a bad pair of boots actually, but quite a good quality pair of boots. But the problem with these is obviously they need a clean, but the big problem is with them is the creasing that they have along the toe. So these boots and shoes of this kind always crease, so when you're walking in them you can see where it bends across the toe box. That always creases and cracks along the paint. So what we'll do with those is we'll try and steam that out. You can sometimes, if it's not too deep, you can get that crease out. If it's too deep, if it's actually cracked the paint, that'll then involve, like I did the last time, sanding it down, filling it with leather filler and touching up the paint. But we should get those into a nice condition again. When they're done, I'll show you the after photos of those. So what's everyone doing this afternoon rather? Is everyone having a nice afternoon? It's a bit cold here today in South Shields. I can't call it sunny South Shields. It's a bit windy and a bit cold and a bit groggy. So I'll not be sitting in the garden when I go home, I have to say. I'll be sitting in the house with the heating on for a June. That's English weather, how wonderful. Never mind, I hope your day is better and I hope you enjoy this little video. Watch out for the next one, in which hopefully we'll see a big difference in those Prada shoes. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.